There is a point in every person's life where the excuses stop working. Not because the world suddenly becomes kinder, but because reality becomes louder. You look around and you realize the truth you've been avoiding. Nothing is mysteriously falling apart. What's collapsing is what you never built with intention. What you call bad luck is often bad arrangement. Days thrown together without design, priorities treated like optional suggestions, energy scattered across 100 directions until it can't push anything forward. Chaos is rarely dramatic. It doesn't announce itself like a villain. It arrives quietly, wearing familiar clothes. A room that never gets reset. A mind that never gets cleared. A habit of starting things without finishing. A calendar that belongs to everyone else. At first it feels harmless, even normal. But over time, it becomes a kind of slow violence. Disorder doesn't just make life messy, it makes life weak. It turns your ambition into noise, because ambition without structure has nowhere to land. And this is why so many people feel exhausted without knowing why. They aren't tired from honest work. They're tired from constant friction, searching for what should be easy to find, reacting to what should have been prevented, carrying mental clutter like a sack of stones. When your environment is scattered, your attention splinters. When your attention splinters, your willpower bleeds out in small leaks all day long. Nothing big breaks. Everything small drains you. That is how dreams die. Not with tragedy, but with neglect. If you want a turning point, it won't come as a sudden surge of inspiration. It will come as a decision to face the real enemy. The enemy isn't the economy. It isn't other people. It isn't the past. The enemy is the absence of order, living as if your future will organize itself. It won't. Your life becomes what your days repeatedly prove. And if your days are unmanaged, your destiny will be unmanaged too. Today, call it what it is. Not misfortune, mismanagement. Not fate, fragmentation. Not lack of ability, lack of arrangement. This diagnosis is harsh, but it's a gift. Because it means your life is not broken beyond repair, it simply needs command. And once you accept that, you stop waiting to be saved. You start building a life that can't be stolen by confusion. People love to worship talent because it's a comforting story. If success belongs to the gifted, then failure can be blamed on genetics, timing, or unfairness. But the world is not arranged around fairness. It is arranged around results. And results almost always come from something far less glamorous than brilliance. Organization. Not the kind that looks good on a shelf, but the kind that gives your effort direction and gives your mind a clean lane to run in. Confusion is expensive. It taxes every thought you try to complete. It makes simple tasks feel heavy because you must first fight through the fog just to begin. And then you wonder why you can't stay consistent. You wonder why your motivation fades so quickly. But motivation is not designed to carry chaos. It cannot thrive in a life where everything competes for attention and nothing has a rightful place. When your priorities are unclear, your energy becomes a crowd, loud, restless, and useless. Clarity is power because it eliminates negotiation. When you know what matters, you stop debating with yourself all day. You stop wasting strength on decisions that should have been made yesterday. You move with a calm sharpness, like a person who already settled the question of who they are and what they're here to do. And that calm is not personality, it is structure at work. Your life arranged in a way that reduces friction and multiplies follow-through. This is why two people can want the same goal and live completely different outcomes. One is always busy, always stressed, always trying. The other seems to progress with quiet certainty. The difference is not ambition, it is arrangement. The first person treats the day like an accident and hopes discipline will show up later. The second person treats the day like a blueprint and lets discipline arise naturally from the design. A disordered life forces you to rely on heroic effort. You need sudden surges, perfect moods, bursts of intensity. And when those don't arrive, everything stalls. But an ordered life doesn't demand heroics. It demands obedience. It turns progress into something repeatable, something you can do on an average day with average energy and still win. So stop romanticizing raw potential. Potential is not a credential. It's a liability if it never becomes execution. The world does not reward what you could do. It rewards what you build consistently. And consistency is not an emotion. It is the outcome of clear priorities, protected time, and a system that makes the right action the easiest action. Before you ask for more power, ask for more order. Before you chase a bigger life, create a cleaner structure. Because the person with the clearest plan will often defeat the person with the loudest dreams. Clarity isn't a luxury. It's the lever that moves everything. Most people try to change their lives by thinking bigger. They talk about grand transformations, massive goals, dramatic reinventions. But order rarely begins with grand gestures. It begins with the smallest visible proof that you are willing to lead yourself. One drawer, one surface, one list. 1 hour planned with intention instead of surrendered to impulse. Because the mind doesn't trust speeches. It trusts evidence. And evidence is built through small, repeatable acts. Start with your space. Not because a tidy room is a moral virtue, but because your environment trains your attention. Clutter is not neutral. It constantly asks for mental energy. Tiny reminders of unfinished decisions, delayed responsibilities, half-kept promises. Even when you think you're ignoring it, your nervous system is processing it. That is why disorder creates a low-grade stress that never fully leaves. When you clear your surroundings, you aren't chasing aesthetics. You are removing noise. You are giving your focus fewer places to leak. Then move to time. A day that is not planned will be planned by everything else. Messages, emergencies, appetites, other people's priorities. And you will feel busy while you drift. Planning is not a cage, it's a steering wheel. It doesn't remove freedom, it protects it. Because the greatest theft is not someone taking your money, it's life taking your hours while you remain unaware. When you decide in advance what matters, you stop living by interruption. You stop calling reactivity reality. But the deepest form of organization is not physical or calendar-based. It is mental. It is the ability to place your thoughts where they belong, to finish one idea before chasing the next, to keep your purpose in the foreground while distractions beg for the spotlight. An untrained mind is like a room where every door is open and every voice is speaking at once. You can't create anything meaningful in that noise. You can only consume, react, and feel overwhelmed. This is where routines become more than habits. They become anchors. A morning that begins the same way each day teaches your mind stability. A written plan turns vague intention into a concrete command. A consistent shutdown ritual at night ends the day with closure instead of loose ends. These aren't cute productivity tricks. They are how you build trust with yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of discipline. Don't underestimate what happens when you repeatedly return things to their place. Objects, tasks, priorities, thoughts. Each time you restore order, you send a message. I am not drifting. I am directing. That message changes how you carry yourself. It changes what you tolerate. It changes how quickly you act. Your life will not become controlled through one dramatic decision. It will become controlled through 1,000 small decisions that all point in the same direction. Clean what you see. Plan what you can. Sort what you think. Order is not the finish line. It is the starting position of every serious life. The mistake most people make is waiting to feel ready. They treat action like a reward that arrives after inspiration. So they sit in the fog, hoping the right mood will appear, hoping confidence will descend, hoping motivation will rescue them from their hesitation. But motivation is not a reliable ally. It comes late, leaves early, and disappears the moment discomfort shows up. If your life depends on how you feel, your life will be ruled by weather. A system doesn't care about your mood. That is why it works. Structure is what turns progress into something inevitable. It removes the daily debate. It reduces the number of decisions you must fight through. It tells you, at this hour, we do this. The same way the sun doesn't ask permission to rise. And when you live that way, when you build a schedule that doesn't require negotiation, you stop being a person who hopes and start being a person who executes. Think about how much energy you waste arguing with yourself. The internal bargaining, the later, the just this once. The endless mental back and forth that drains you before you've done anything meaningful. Systems eliminate that. They make the right action automatic and the wrong action inconvenient. They create rails. And when your life runs on rails, you move forward even on days when your emotions are heavy.
This is the secret. Discipline is easier when it is designed, not improvised. If you have to summon willpower from scratch every morning, you will eventually lose. Willpower is a limited resource. Design is not. Design turns the environment into a silent coach. A prepared workspace invites work. A written plan reduces confusion. A set routine removes hesitation. You don't need to feel like it when the path is already built.
And here's the paradox most people never realize. Action often creates motivation, not the other way around. You don't wait for the engine to feel warm. You start it, and it warms through movement. When you follow a structure consistently, you begin to experience a new kind of confidence. The confidence that comes from evidence. You see yourself showing up. You see tasks completed. You see promises kept. That produces momentum. Momentum produces desire. Desire produces intensity. But it all begins with the first unglamorous step taken on schedule. So stop asking, am I motivated? Ask, what is the next scheduled action? One question makes you emotional. The other makes you effective. If you want more drive, build more structure. If you want stronger focus, reduce choice. If you want consistency, stop relying on excitement and start relying on design. Your future is not built by moments of inspiration. It is built by a system that keeps you moving when inspiration is nowhere to be found. Most people speak about freedom as if it means doing whatever they want, whenever they want. No schedule, no rules, no restraints, just impulse and comfort dressed up as independence.
But look closely at the lives built on that definition, and you'll notice something uncomfortable. They don't look free. They look scattered. They look anxious. They look controlled by cravings, distractions, and moods they can't predict. That isn't liberty. That is captivity with better marketing. Real freedom is the ability to choose your direction and stay with it. It is the power to decide what matters and protect it from the constant attempts of the world to dilute it. The person who cannot govern himself will always be governed by something else. Social media, other people's expectations, cheap pleasure, fear of missing out, fear of being uncomfortable, fear of being alone with his own thoughts. When you call that freedom, you are simply giving a noble name to surrender. Order is not a restriction placed on you. It is a structure built by you. And that difference changes everything. A disciplined routine is not a prison. It is a fortress. Inside it, your energy is protected. Your focus is sheltered. Your goals are given room to breathe. You can't build a meaningful life in a constant open field where everything and everyone can invade your attention at any moment. You need walls. You need gates. You need rules about what enters and what stays out. This is why the organized person often moves with a calm that others mistake for confidence. It isn't arrogance. It's clarity. When your life is arranged, you stop living in constant reaction. You stop being pulled around by emergencies that should have been prevented and temptations that should have been managed. You act with intention. You move with precision. And that precision creates peace. Peace is not the absence of effort. Peace is the absence of inner conflict. It's what you feel when your actions match your priorities. It's what you earn when you stop betraying your own plans. The chaotic life is loud because it is full of contradictions. Wanting growth but choosing comfort. Wanting progress but choosing distraction. Wanting respect but avoiding responsibility. Order quiets those contradictions. It aligns your behavior with your aim. And once your behavior is aligned, you stop needing constant reminders. You stop needing pep talks. You stop needing someone to push you, because you are no longer trying to invent yourself every day. You are simply following the standard you already set. So don't confuse freedom with looseness. Freedom is not a life without boundaries. Freedom is a life with boundaries strong enough to protect what you value most. When you can command your minutes, your habits, your focus, you become a person who cannot be easily derailed. And that, in any era, is the rarest kind of power. There will always be days when your mind turns against you. Days when the body feels heavy, when the goal feels distant, when the simplest task suddenly feels like a burden. On those days, most people listen to their mood as if it were a wise advisor. They treat resistance as a sign. Maybe this isn't the right time. But resistance is not guidance. It's a test. It is the moment your old self tries to keep control. Discipline exists for those moments, not as a slogan, but as a weapon. A weapon is something you can rely on under pressure. It doesn't require the perfect emotional temperature. It functions when the situation is ugly. And that's exactly what discipline is. The ability to produce action without waiting for emotional permission. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is a permanent resident. Motivation asks for comfort before it will work. Discipline works and creates comfort later. The world quietly divides people into two categories: those who can move without wanting to, and those who cannot. The first group builds lives that compound. The second group lives in cycles. Surges of effort followed by long droughts. Short streaks followed by surrender. Not because they are weak by nature, but because they keep handing authority to their feelings. And feelings are unstable rulers. They change with sleep, with weather, with praise, with stress, with the smallest inconvenience. Discipline reclaims authority. It trains you to treat emotion like noise in the background, not the steering wheel. You don't argue with the lazy voice. You don't negotiate. You don't make speeches. You act. Immediately. Cleanly. Like a person following orders from a higher command. This is why small promises matter. When you keep a promise to yourself, even a basic one, you build a reputation in your own mind. You begin to trust your word. And self-trust is not a personality trait. It's an earned status. Every time you do what you said you'd do, you reinforce the belief, I can rely on me. That belief becomes a source of strength stronger than any mood. Discipline also changes how you see failure. When your identity is built on consistency, setbacks become information, not a verdict. You don't collapse into drama. You adjust and return. You get back on schedule. That is the difference between people who grow and people who spiral. The disciplined person does not romanticize the struggle, but he also does not fear it. He understands that discomfort is part of the cost of becoming dangerous in the best sense. Capable, prepared, unshakable. So when your emotions resist, don't take it personally. That resistance is simply the boundary between who you've been and who you're trying to become. Cross it. Not with rage, not with hype, with calm execution. Because once you can act without needing to feel good first, you stop being fragile. And the moment you stop being fragile, life stops being able to control you. Comfort is not evil. It's simply persuasive. It speaks softly, offers relief, and always has a reasonable explanation. You've had a long day. You deserve a break. Start tomorrow when you're fresh. It never sounds like sabotage. That's the danger. Comfort rarely attacks your dreams directly. It delays them. It stretches time until urgency dissolves and your goal becomes a distant idea you talk about more than you pursue. And that is how people stay average with full sincerity. Passion is powerful, but it is unstable. It burns hot, then cools. It can launch you, but it cannot carry you for years. If you build your life on passion alone, you will always be vulnerable to the seasons of your mood. You will work hard when you feel inspired and disappear when you don't. That pattern produces a life of almost disciplined, almost consistent, almost great. Consistency is what passion wants to be when it grows up. Consistency is not exciting. It is repetitive. It is often quiet. It is doing the same useful things when nobody applauds, when nothing feels urgent, when the results are still invisible. And this is why consistency is rare. It requires you to act without immediate reward. It requires you to invest effort into a future you cannot touch yet. Comfort hates that kind of investment because it offers no instant payoff. But there's a reason every serious achievement has the same hidden ingredient. It's not brilliance. It's not perfect timing. It's the ability to return again and again to the right actions long after the novelty fades. The people you admire didn't win because they stayed permanently inspired. They won because they built routines that kept them moving when inspiration was gone. Comfort will try to convince you that discipline is too rigid, that structure is too strict, that you need balance. But balance often becomes a disguise for inconsistency. And inconsistency is what makes life feel hard. Not the work, the restarting, the guilt, the mental weight of knowing what you should have done. Starting over again and again is exhausting because it keeps you in the beginner's struggle forever. Consistency frees you from that loop. It turns progress into a normal expectation instead of a rare event. This is why you must treat your habits like a standard, not a preference. If the plan only applies when you feel good, it is not a plan. It's a wish. A standard means you show up on the ordinary days. A standard means you protect the routine even when life is loud. A standard means you don't let comfort negotiate the terms of your future. And once you live by standards, something changes. You stop needing dramatic motivation because the work becomes part of your identity. You become the kind of person who finishes, the kind of person who returns, the kind of person whose life compounds quietly in the background, while others chase emotional fireworks. Passion may start the journey, but consistency is what builds the road. There is one resource more unforgiving than money, more honest than praise, and more ruthless than failure: time. Money can be earned back, reputation can be rebuilt, mistakes can be corrected, but time does not negotiate. It does not return what you waste. It moves forward with the same pace on your best day and your worst day. And it keeps moving, whether you are prepared or asleep. Most people don't lose their future in a single collapse. They spend it. They spend it in tiny purchases they barely notice. 10 minutes here, half an hour there, a day off that quietly becomes a pattern. And because the cost is delayed, it feels harmless. But time is a compounding force. The minutes you throw away today don't just disappear. They shape what you become tomorrow. Waste is never neutral. It trains you to treat your life as cheap. This is why disorder is so dangerous. It makes you feel busy while stealing your progress. You move constantly but arrive nowhere, like a man running in circles, sweating, exhausted, and proud of the effort, until he looks up and realizes the horizon never changed. The tragedy isn't that you didn't want more. The tragedy is that you kept giving your best hours to the least important things. A disciplined person sees time differently. He treats minutes like assets, not like leftovers. He assigns them a mission. He spends them on what builds, not on what distracts. He understands that a calendar is not a schedule, it's a statement of values. What you consistently place into your day is what you are voting to become. Your future doesn't happen all at once. It arrives in installments, and each day is a payment toward one life or another. So the question isn't whether you have enough time. You do. The question is whether you respect it enough to command it. Because the moment you stop letting time leak through distraction, you stop living at the mercy of chance. You begin to live deliberately. And deliberate living is the difference between a person who hopes and a person who builds. No one is coming to protect your minutes. If you don't guard them, the world will spend them for you, and it will buy you nothing you truly want. A life without a plan is not free. It is exposed. It leaves your goals sitting in the open, unguarded, where anything can steal them. An unexpected message, a minor problem, a lazy morning that turns into an unfocused day. Most people don't fail because they chose the wrong dream. They fail because they never built a structure strong enough to hold the dream in place when life starts pushing. Preparation is that structure. Planning is not predicting the future. It is deciding your response before the future arrives. It is choosing your priorities while your mind is calm, so you don't have to choose them under stress. When you plan, you reduce the number of moments where impulse gets a vote. You turn your day into a controlled channel, not a wide floodplain where everything spreads and nothing flows. This is why the morning matters. The first hours of the day are either claimed by your mission or colonized by distraction. If you begin by consuming noise, endless updates, pointless scrolling, random conversations, you are teaching your mind that it belongs to the world. But if you begin by anchoring yourself, reviewing your plan, identifying your highest value task, setting clear boundaries, you start with command. You establish a tone that the rest of the day tends to follow. Focus must be protected because focus is fragile. It doesn't break with one dramatic event. It breaks with constant, small interruptions. Each time you switch tasks, you pay a tax. Lost momentum, fractured attention, mental fatigue. That's why guarding focus isn't about intensity, it's about design. You remove needless triggers. You silence the unnecessary. You create blocks of time where the mind can go deep instead of wide. And then comes the part most people skip: review. Without review, you repeat the same weak patterns and call it life. Review is how you turn experience into improvement. A short evening audit, what worked, what didn't, what must change, keeps you honest. It prevents drift. It makes your system stronger each day instead of letting it decay slowly through neglect. This is how prepared people pull ahead. Not through genius, but through precision. They aren't always more talented. They are simply less scattered. They know what matters before the day begins. They defend it while the day unfolds, and they learn from it when the day ends. That cycle, plan, execute, review, turns ordinary effort into compounding progress. And once you live that way, opportunities stop feeling random. You're ready when they arrive. You're positioned when the moment appears. You're not scrambling to catch up because you've been building quietly, on schedule, when nobody was watching. The unprepared person hopes for a perfect moment. The prepared person manufactures one by treating focus like wealth and guarding it accordingly. You can tell a great deal about a person's inner world by what surrounds him. Not because mess is a crime, but because the environment is never silent. It speaks in signals, unfinished piles, scattered tools, overdue tasks, objects without a home. Each one is a small reminder of something unresolved. And unresolved things don't just sit there. They pull on your attention like hooks. A chaotic space trains a chaotic mind. You may think you can ignore it, but your brain doesn't work that way. The eye notices disorder even when you don't consciously stare at it. The nervous system reads clutter as friction. It quietly raises stress, lowers patience, and drains the kind of calm required for deep work. This is why the same person can feel sharp in one room and foggy in another. The surroundings are influencing the standard of thought. And it works in both directions. When you clear your space, you are not merely moving objects. You are practicing authority. You are declaring that things will have a place, that tasks will have an end, that you will not live inside perpetual later. Organization is not about impressing anyone. It is about creating an arena where your better self can operate without unnecessary resistance. Start where you stand. Remove what doesn't serve your purpose. Simplify what distracts. Put tools where they can be found without searching. Create one clean surface where important work happens. These are not cosmetic changes. They are psychological decisions made visible. A clean environment reduces the mental load. It gives your attention fewer exits. It makes it easier to begin, easier to continue, easier to finish. But don't stop at the room. Your environment also includes what you allow into your mind, what you watch, what you listen to, who has access to your attention, what habits you permit to live rent-free in your day. If your inputs are chaotic, your thinking will be chaotic. If your circle is noisy, your focus will be noisy. Order means filtering, not just cleaning. It means protecting your mind from the constant invasion of triviality. This is the final truth of organization. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your environment and your systems. If the environment encourages distraction, you will be distracted. If it encourages action, you will act. Your surroundings are a vote every day for the person you are becoming. So make the vote count. Build a space that strengthens you. Arrange your life so the right actions feel natural and the wrong actions feel awkward. Because when the room is in order, the mind has room to breathe. And when the mind can breathe, it can build.